We were mentioning that Swami Bhashananda had told us, are you ready to give your lives for something you won't see the results of? Obviously, that the results of whatever was happening here in Ganges would take place over a time. The only thing you can really kind of compare it to, I think of in my mind, is the stories that you hear about how the great holy places in India were established thousands of years ago, some of them. They would start out as something small. Some holy people would come to a place. They'd settle in there. They did their spiritual practices. Something would happen there. Some magic would be there. And slowly over time, it would grow into something that would become huge. You think of, case in point is like Varanasi or Puri. These great cities started out as places. They call these tirthas, and the actual Sanskrit meaning of the word is like a river crossing. So going back a long time, it would be a place where perhaps it's a place where people could make a beginning, and then something would grow from that. Bandharama used to say, after she came, she made the connection with Gaurivrata, and Sharadeshri Ashrama, of course, Bandharama was the head there in 1987. And over the years, in the context they came, they dedicated the temple. They would do the worships from India because they didn't think we could do them right from over here. And Bandharama would know when things get moved around in the shrine. She said, leave everything in its place. Don't move anything. She would call up something from India and say something was moved, it should go back. Or she'd say, somebody came to visit the other day, you should talk with them, etc. I've mentioned it before. She also would say that this place, Ganges, is like Varanasi, like Benares in India. When she saw the shrine here for the first time, she had met Gaurivrata in 1987, but she hadn't been here. She came in 1998. And when she came here and she saw the shrine, she told Gaurivrata and some of the rest of us that in all her life, she'd only seen two places that were as spiritually awake as they are. And one was the Jagannath Temple at Puri. Of course, Sharadeshri Ashram was very close and remains very close with that temple and the priests who are there. And of course, that's one of the main four cardinal places in India, spiritual places, Puri and the Jagannath Temple that's there. But she said the Jagannath Puri Temple and Mother's Trust were the most awake places that she had seen, like awakened deities or something, that she'd seen. And coming from a person like her, that's not just a casual boast or words of bravado. It came from a real depth. And for her to say something like that, you have to you take it seriously. Such as we are, we don't necessarily see those things. But we take it for granted, and all the swamis who used to come, all the people who used to come, that there's something going on here. We're like caretakers. I feel of myself that way. I've been helping in this process for all these years. I've been helping Gaurivrata with her mission of making this the place that it is. I think it was something I was meant to do. Bhashananda kind of recognized me when I came. Other swamis that I met, my own teacher, Swami Vireshwarananda, that I knew in India, who was president of the Ramakrishna Mission, he treated me the same way. There was kind of a recognition and understanding. Words weren't really spoken, but it's like, okay, you've got a job to do. And that's what I've done for all these years, is just helped out as much as I can. Anyway, that's kind of the story of about how Mother's Trust came to be. What exactly it is something that we'll see with time. Right now, we're especially focused on making the temple here into a center for women and children, especially girls, women and girls. And that's our major focus. Much as, of course, that was Gorima's work. And then Mataji Goribrata coming here again as Gorima, it would be only natural and proper that that's what it is. Thakur's mission, Ramakrishna's mission in this world has so much to do, I believe, and others believe as well, with the upliftment of women. Vivekananda felt that way all over the world, women all over the world. And so something's going to come out here. Right now is a rather quiet time for us. We don't have the services that we used to have. We're not doing the spiritual retreats that we used to do. But the temple is here and the sacred space is here, and it's leading towards something. And it's for us to wait and see. And whatever is this divine course that's there, that's been mapped out and chalked out, as it were, over the years, it's going to take place. We will see part of it, but we're not going to see all of it. And that's kind of where we are at. And we'll do our jobs. We'll take care of the space, as we have for these last 45 years. That's what we'll do. And in the meantime, the will of whatever is here is going to go on, and the work that needs to be done will get done. And we will see how things develop. And it's not going to be in our lifetimes. It'll come later. How it will come, we don't know. And it's not really for us to know. If it's something genuine, we had that expression is there in the spiritual world. You don't want something man-made. You want something that's made by God or made by Ma or whatever you choose to call it. You want the divine. You don't necessarily want just the things of man that can be small. At the same time, though, the world of men can be the divine world as well. And so there's a crossover that's there. Where do the great incarnations of God are human beings. They're born as human beings. And they're the ones who reveal to us and give us the possibilities. And it was Sri Ramakrishna, of course, and Sri Shima, the holy twins, who came into this world and lived the lives that they lived and showed us by example what the possibilities can be. And that's how we learn, and that's how we go on. And then we see what's going to happen next. And for ourselves here in our little field of dreams that we have here that's growing, we'll see what happens next. And next time we'll talk about something else. Namaste.